Hello and welcome back to the Glimmer Witch. Again, I'm spoiling you, aren't I? So this is the lovely Donna, and she has come back to me after a little while away, and we are doing a brand new set. So I thought I'd leave my prepping from start to finish. So, of course, spray the hands first. I use a isopropyl alcohol spray. I then use my cuticle pusher to go over the whole of that nail. Don't just do near the cuticle, do the whole nail. Push that cuticle back as much as you can. I'm using the Glitter Planet Out of Space cuticle pusher, and just make sure you get in them corners because that's quite important. So just making sure we cover the whole of that surface, we get off as much as we possibly can. And Donna has very wide square nails, so the larger tips in the Tracy Lou Taper Square Tips fit, and she has a rounded almond type shape to make her nails look slimmer. So as you can see, quite a lot of dead skin on there, quite a lot sort of in there. So I'm just going back over any bits that still look shiny. I have sped this video up by just over, I think it's 1.5 times, so otherwise it'd be too long. So just getting all of that off, I find this very, very satisfying. So I've gone over that twice, most of those nails twice. Now can you see Donna immediately goes and rubs her finger over her thumb, which means I'm going to have to prep that again because she's putting oil straight back into that nail. So try and make sure your clients don't do that. So I am using, in this case, a CJP file because it's a little bit rougher, 180 grit side, and I am literally etching and cross etching the whole nail. You do not want any shiny bits left on that nail at all. Now I'm not being aggressive, I am skipping over. It's just a case of getting into all of those nooks and crannies, because if there is a shiny piece left, there you go, just turn your file around, use the edge. If there's a shiny bit left, that acrylic won't stick to it and you'll get lifted. So that's what I'm doing. So just making sure we skip over all of those nails, giving it a good etch. I don't pay too much attention to which way round my file is when I'm working. I try, I don't. I just end up doing whichever side I get, you know. I'm not that fussy. It does the job. So this isn't a brand new 180 grit file. This is a slightly older one. Donna is a jiffler, so you will see that she keeps moving around. That's normal for Donna. So we're just going over that thumb because obviously she's put that oil back into that thumb. You see that tiny edge, that tiny bit. So once we have done that, I then come in with my trusty toothbrush and I brush all the dust off. And then we come in with the skittle bit. So I purchased my skittle bit from Nail Dot Supplies. I think I actually got it through CJP, but again, sister company, so same place. This gets into that nooks and crannies and it is amazing. Look at all of that. After all that prep I've done, you're still getting all of that. Donna does have very dry cuticles, so this is perfect for getting in and doing that. So just go around all of the nails, both sides, making sure you get as much as possible. This is on a speed 3 on my e-file. And it just makes sure, look at all that. See, you think you've done it again. So again with the toothbrush. And then we're going to fit the tips. I did use acetone to wipe over the nails before I put the tips on, by the way. So I'm using Tracy Lou's Tapered Square Tips. Donna uses the larger sizes. So just giving them a second to stick. Seems like an awful long time when you're watching it back. Just making sure they're attached well. So when you're sizing your tips up, they need to reach from corner to corner without you squishing them down to make them reach. If you find that one's too small and one's too big, go for the bigger one and trim it. It's the best way to do it. So I'm being a little bit careful with sticking these on because I have a box with a mix of the newer tips and the older ones, and the older ones take a little bit longer to stick, but because she is out of stock on all of her nail tips, I can't buy any new ones. So I will use the older version. Absolutely fine, they work very well, they just take a few more seconds to stick down. So this is what I mean by the tips. I ended up going for a larger one. I apologise for the dogs barking, the back door is open in this balmy 12-degree weather. So they'll literally bark at anything. That's them sorted out. So yeah, just make sure they're firmly attached. So that one's a little bit bigger still, and again I will cut those to fit. Do love these tips. So just with her thumb. So I think it's about 3 months since Donna came. She came just before Christmas and I haven't seen her since. So she's come back in now for a new set. And she decided to go for some very bright nails. So nice to do something different. So as you can see, they all fit lovely. They're very, very nice tips to use. I always use stalk scissors to cut my tip. You can cut these with tip cutters. I use stalk scissors just because I find them easier to use. So I cut off the edges because I'm going to be filing them round anyway. They're beautiful tips. So just cutting the corners really, just to make it a little bit easier, like so. Because I don't like unnecessarily filing. It's not my favourite thing to be doing, so I choose not to. Just cut it off, chop it off, just like that. So I have another client to do today. I've done one set of nails today. I didn't film them because I still had this one to upload. My CJP order has arrived. Oh my God, that brush is so soft. I will do a little demo tomorrow when I do my mum's nails. I'm hoping to do them in the afternoon. Try out this new monomer, see what it's like. So I've now come in with my Tracy Lou file, 100, 180 grits file, and I'm using the 180 side to shape those tips and blend those wings in. And obviously I just skip over the whole tip. I don't tend to skip over if I'm doing a glass nail, obviously, but a lot of time it just ends up getting etched when I do blend the wings in. I just don't want those little bits sticking up, getting in the way. So you will see, even when I'm doing tips, my filing routine stays the same. Side walls, free edge, side of the nail, side of the nail. Stays the same. Because it is a 180 side, if I do go over that natural nail, it won't matter. It won't cause any damage. So that's what I'm doing. Once I'm happy that is blended in, I do that to all of the nails. So I left this in. I didn't leave finish filing in today. I left that out. I've literally just done this, this part and the acrylic application. So no filing. So my camera is wobbling. Some of that is me because I've got my arm on the little leg bit, so I need to rethink that the next time I film. Hopefully when I move I will be getting a bigger desk and therefore it won't be an issue, she says. Some of it, however, is because Donna does jiffle about. I don't even know if you guys know what the word jiffle means, but she is a jiffler. So yeah, she's constantly moving. Can be a little bit challenging when it comes to things like getting the cuticle neat, that sort of thing. But you know, we work with it. Once I'm happy with the prep, out comes the acetone. I wipe over all of those nails, get rid of all that dust, smooth over that join area where the tip is. Go back in and refile if I'm not happy. Okay, so that's that bit done. So I have dehydrated and applied my clear acrylic base. I didn't video that because I didn't think you'd want to see it. And we are coming in with a lovely bright bead of Mango Tango. So putting that at that cuticle, I'm using my size 10 Tracy Lou brush. Tap, tap, and then swipe. And then pull it down the rest of the nail. I then add some more product on that edge and blend it back. When I am happy with the amount of product I've got on there and the coverage, I then cap. I cap as I go. Just a little bit more. Sometimes I find that if you've joined beads, if you get a very wet bead and just overlay the whole thing, it just smooths it out nicely. Once I'm happy with that, small wet bead of clear acrylic to cap. So tap, tap, swipe, and it's done. So on this finger we are laying glitter, so I'm putting down a base of Magenta first, and then I'm putting on the Mango Tango. I am not concerned about it being thick or blending, it is just a base for the glitter. So the pink glitter is a cheap generic one that I got when I very first started, and as is the orange. The pink one's more pigmented than the orange one is, so that's why I wanted the base down. And of course I'm going to put this glitter down, and then we're going to leave that to set a bit before we come in with our cap layer, because we don't want to pull that glitter off the nail as we're putting that acrylic on. So just giving it a chance to dry means you won't pull it down the nail when you cap. So on this middle finger we're going to be doing an ombre, so I'm going to lay that Mango Tango first, blend that bead back straight away, and then pull the rest down the nail. I go in and add a little bit more on the tip. Do love this colour, it's a painter, you paint it on, it's beautiful. Let that dry, that's my tip for ombre. Let that first colour dry, go off and do the next one. So full finger of Magenta. She wanted bright, these are the two brightest colours that I've got. So second bead goes on, and then we just pull that down over the tip of the nail. I then go back in with another bead of that Magenta. All the colours are CJP, as my acrylics always are. Very excited to see they've got a builder in a bottle. Gonna have to try that. I need to order some anyway, because I usually use the manicure company just because it's easy to get hold of, and really like it, but saw that they're releasing a builder in a bottle, so might have to get myself some of that to try out. Not really a gel tech, to be honest, but you know, I have a couple of clients that have hard gel overlays mainly. And I do find it useful when I'm doing gel polish on natural nails. A very thin layer just underneath the gel polish just helps protect the nail and to give a little bit of smoothness to the nail before you put gel polish on. So that bead goes on, that pink, and I blend it into that orange. And then another little bead of orange and blend it back. Sorry. Honestly, these dogs today. So I managed to get a bit of orange up at that pink end, which annoyed the crap out of me. Couldn't get it off, so I went back in with another bead of pink. And then I cap the whole nail. Job's a good one. And then I go straight to the thumb. We're doing a full thumb of that orange. First bead goes on midway. I'm not going to blend it back because it won't matter. Pull it down the nail, get the coverage there. You can tell from the angle, even from this angle, that I am keeping that thumb pointed straight down. That's what's going to stop your acrylic flooding your sidewalls. Get it pointed straight down so the acrylic flows straight down the nail. Just tied it up around that cuticle, that sidewall there. Again, once I'm happy with the coverage, I will then use my clear to cap. So you can see, look, she jiffles. Her other hand appears. It can be quite challenging being with somebody who fidgets. So, yeah. So, wiping over that nail with monomer just to get that sparkle, and then my very wet bead of clear acrylic straight over the top of that to cap that glitter in. And then it's a case of filing and top coat. That is your finished set. Oh, and I added a gem. That's it for now. Bye-bye.